Good evening. My name is Christopher Shaw. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for giving your time and your evening to me and the rest of the presenters. Today, I've got a wonderful topic, and that topic involves each of you. And by the raise of hands, how many of you have had somebody tell you at least once in your life that you couldn't do it? Wow, there's some of you that didn't have that question answered. Well, for me it has, and I have seen from the rest of you that it has as well. And so I'm going to tell you a little bit about my story and also the reason why this has changed my life and that question that I asked you earlier. So pay attention as we talk about a few things. And the first thing that I want to do is show you something that is very meaningful but also has a lot of reason.
Turned down by the Decca recording company who said, "We don't like their sound and guitar music is on the way out." A failed soldier, farmer, and real estate agent. At 38 years old, he went to work for his father as a handyman. Cut from the high school basketball team, he went home, locked himself in his room, and cried. A teacher told him he was too stupid to learn anything, and he should go into a field where he might succeed by virtue of his pleasant personality. Fired from a newspaper because he lacked imagination and had no original ideas. His fiancée died, he failed in business twice, he had a nervous breakdown, and he was defeated in 8 elections. If you've never failed, you've never lived.
I love how that video portrays famous people that we've seen come and go. And I think for me, obviously, I'm trying to get to that point where I want to go. And as you all have had that experience as well, you're here in college, here at a university, gaining an education. And that's where my struggle was. And the reason why I want to show you something, this is my family. My mom, my dad, and my 2 sisters. Growing up, they were my lifeline. They were my backup. They were my support. And the reason why I call them my team is because when I was born by my parents, I had what they called craniosynostosis, and it was a birth defect that didn't cause or that caused the head to form quicker than it was supposed to. And so they had to do a medical procedure to allow my head to grow properly so that I can be here. And so my mom and dad were by my side the rest of the way. And then I had my 2 sisters. My younger sister, she's a year younger, and growing up, she was always smarter and I always wanted to be able to do things, and my mom and dad thought it was just her competitive nature, just us being a year apart. And so they never really saw the concern for me to struggle. Throughout grade school, I did struggle. I had a 4th grade teacher tell my parents, that I wouldn't make it past the 8th grade because I had a learning disability. I struggled from a couple different things, ADD, and just a retention of memory. And so therefore, my teacher wouldn't think that I'd make it past the 8th grade. And my mom and dad kept that from me. One, just to sort of see how I would progress until I got to the 8th grade, and so that I wouldn't be discouraged or that I wouldn't have any less faith or hope. And so as I did that, I asked myself this. There's a couple of things. I'll give you a timeline of my past to present. Like I said, I was born in 82. I had my teacher in 92 tell me I wouldn't make it past the 8th grade. In 97, when I was a freshman in high school, I tried out for the basketball team. And the coach said on my final cuts that I wouldn't make the team because of my grades. I had a 2.0, and in order to play basketball in high school, I needed a 2.0. And so he just knew that if something were to happen, I'd be ineligible, academic, whatever reasons. So they declined me on that basketball team. So on the following year, I was able to, in 1998, say, you know what, I can't have grades stop me. I received a 3.5. my highest GPA to the state. But I wanted to make the basketball team. I wanted to make it because I knew I had the dream to make the basketball team. So I played my sophomore through senior year of high school, and then had the opportunity to walk on later at a college. In '98, this was an opportunity for me to stand out for the state of Utah as a student that overcame a difficulty. As I've explained before, some of those difficulties, the learning disability, the birth defect, there were some representatives in a selection committee that thought, hey, I can stand out. Hey, I can do something. I didn't think I was anything different, but they did. In 2000, this was one of my highlights. That's when I graduated from high school. Obviously, I'm a little older now, but 14 years later, this year I plan to graduate from BYU, Idaho. And this is a dream as a first-generation graduate of college I want to do and allow my kids to see. And so with all this, from the past and present, I could have easily given in, tossed the towel, but I haven't, and nor has people that like you, because you're here today. And so one of my thoughts of how to not give up, and like it says right there, never give up. So you focus in on never giving up. And the next thing I'd like to present to you, my luck, I think it just froze. Okay, so with this, see if it works. Just press the next slide if I continue on. They say always have a backup plan, so this is my backup plan until I And so once this resets, I just want to explain to you the acronym for CAN. Commit is the first part. Attitude is the second part. And if you have an attitude, you can achieve anything. And being noble is the second part. There's a quote by Sister Beck who talks about being noble and how we have that noble birthright. And with that, I wanted to explain how we have come to this earth regardless of our advantage, disadvantage. We've heard many examples today of how people have done and how they've overcome. But knowing that we are from a noble birthright is promising. And so I'd just like to take maybe another 10 seconds to see if this works. There's one other video I'd like to close on. Not doing it, huh? Okay. Next question then, the video. How many of you have seen the movie Pursuit of Happiness? Is there anyone in the room that can tell me when the actor, the father, is at a time when his son is on a basketball court, and that basketball court, him and his son go through a dialogue. Does anyone remember what that dialogue was? Maybe yes, no, maybe so. Brandon, go ahead.
In this dialogue, his son makes the comment as they're playing basketball that he's going to go pro. And his dad just offhandedly just shoots a comment and says, well, you know, I'm afraid you're only going to have my skills, so you're probably never going to make it there. And so the son then is all sad because his dad just crushed his dream of going pro. And then the dad realizes what he did and tells him, don't you ever let someone tell you you can't do something. Even me. Like if you want something, go out, take it, get it, earn it. Whatever you got to do, you can do it.
That is true. And I think if that works, you're going to tell it just right. So as you can see from this picture, attitude is important. Because here you got a frog, and this bird's hungry. But this frog has determination by his attitude not to give up. Noble. This is what I was talking about earlier from Sister Julie B. Beck. And she quotes, your lineage is a blood relationship that makes you literally children of the prophets, with a noble birthright. That is why we often say that you are the youth of the noble birthright and belong to a royal and chosen generation. And that video I'd like to present to you or show you now, just right after this, I apologize. This was my experience when I was for the State Youth of the Year. You can see right here, I had an opportunity. This opportunity was very fortunate. I went on the Oprah Winfrey Show in May of '98. Got to meet her, got to have lunch with her, and talk with her. And she asked each of the 50 students, one from each state, what trials or challenges they had and how they overcame them. And this is my basketball pose. I wish I could really do that. And then this picture doesn't really show, but this is my family at the Salt Lake Temple. I've got 3 beautiful children and a beautiful and amazing wife. There it is right there. So my wife and 3 children were out roller skating. And so it is with you. Anything is possible. When we learn from our mistakes, believe in ourselves, hope for the better, serve to forget yourself, and listen to the good, and avoid or tune out the naysayers. And this is that video.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I don't know. He'll probably be about as good as I was. That's kind of the way it works, and I was below average. So you'll probably ultimately rank somewhere around there, so really, you'll excel at a lot of things, just not this. I don't want you out here shooting this ball around all day and night, all right? All right. All right? All right, Hey. Don't ever let somebody tell you you can't do something. Not even me. Alright? You got a dream, you gotta protect it. People can't do something themselves, they wanna tell you you can't do it. You want something, go get it. Period. Let's go.
Dad, why don't
Again, I want to leave you with this. You can commit by having a good attitude. And also remember your noble birthright. You can change the world. Thank you for your time.